I never thought I'd see the day when my ex-wife, yes, the same woman who cheated on me, stalked me, and pretended to be other people, would be sitting alone in her car at a public park, clutching a giant yellow envelope with her hands shaking like she'd finally realized she'd lost her last shred of control. And the best part? I was parked just a few feet away, watching her face crumble as she got served by a court officer who thought the entire thing was hilarious. But trust me, this story didn't start with that single delicious moment of revenge. It started years earlier in a much darker place. If you've ever had someone refuse to let you move on, someone who violated your peace, stalked your life, or tried to ruin your happiness just because they couldn't have you anymore, then this story is going to feel like pure therapy. Hit that like button, subscribe for more revenge stories that hit deep, and let's get into one of the most unhinged exes I've ever seen. There's something strange about hindsight. It always makes you realize how many red flags you ignored. I married my first wife back in 2009, and looking back now, I can see how many warning signs were already there. The emotional swings, the manipulation, the dramatic outbursts, I brushed it off. I thought it was stress, or her needing support, or marriage growing pains. I gave her chance after chance. Then came the infidelity. And that was the final straw. Divorcing her in 2012 felt like coming up for air after nearly drowning. For the first time in years, I could breathe. I was free. Or so I thought. Because the thing about letting go of a toxic person is they don't always let go of you. A few months after the divorce, when I'd finally found some peace, my phone buzzed late one night. Her. A long message dripping with, "I'm so sorry. I messed up. I want you back. Let's start over." I didn't even feel anger anymore. Just exhaustion. So I responded politely. "No. I wish you the best." Not even 2 minutes later, my phone lit up again, this time with insults, and more insults. "Jerk. Selfish. You never cared about me." And that was the pattern for the next 2 years. Every few months, a random call or message. "I miss you. I changed. I need you." Every time I declined, she'd flip instantly into verbal attacks, proving exactly why I'd left. It was almost predictable, pathetic even. But then life gave me something I never expected: happiness. Years later, I met the kind of woman men dream about: kind, brilliant, independent, loving, and genuinely good. The kind of woman whose presence calms you the minute she walks in. She didn't just make me feel loved. She made me feel safe. We married. We built a home. We laughed, planned vacations, cooked late-night meals together, teased each other about stupid things. Life was finally soft again. And almost immediately, my ex-wife tried to shove herself back into the picture. Within weeks of the wedding, my wife received a friend request from a brand new Facebook account. Weird name. No profile picture. 2 friends. Suspiciously new. She showed it to me and raised an eyebrow. "Whose do you think this is?" She already knew. My wife is incredibly smart. With a little digging, which she does frighteningly well, she confirmed what we suspected. The burner Facebook account was my ex. My wife, being the queen she is, sent a polite, almost surgical message. "We know this is you. Stop." Within minutes, the account vanished. But like a cockroach that survives nuclear fallout, my ex kept coming back. Over the next few years, more fake profiles. More weird friend requests. More attempts to peek into our lives. But then we became parents. And that's when things escalated into something truly dangerous. The day we brought our baby boy home was the happiest day of my life. But joy has a strange way of attracting envy. Soon after, I began noticing a familiar car parked near our street. Not once. Not twice. Repeatedly. Sometimes morning. Sometimes late at night. Sometimes when my wife was home alone. Whenever I walked toward the car, it would peel off. It was her. Always her. The realization slammed into me like a fist. She wasn't just stalking my social media anymore. She was stalking my home, my family, my child. I felt anger I didn't know I was capable of feeling, the kind of anger that tightens your chest and makes your jaw ache. That protective instinct? It's real. It's primal. We deleted our social media accounts for our safety. We built new routines. We stayed alert. But the storm had only just begun. One morning, I woke up to a text from an unfamiliar number. "Hey, want to meet up for sex? You know you've missed me." The name attached to it? A friend I briefly dated years ago. Immediately, I felt something was off. That woman is classy, respectful, and definitely not the type to send messages like that. My stomach twisted. The next morning, I called the number. Voicemail. My blood ran cold. It was my ex-wife's voicemail. The rage hit instantly, hot, sharp, electrifying. She wasn't just being creepy anymore. She wasn't just stalking. She was impersonating another woman, trying to cause drama, trying to break my marriage. I called again. This time she answered. Her voice, defensive, high-pitched, frantic. I didn't send anything. My phone was stolen. Sure. Her phone was stolen for exactly the amount of time it took to send me a sexually explicit message pretending to be another woman. When she realized I wasn't buying it, she spiraled, screaming, cursing, unraveling. And then the voicemails came, rambling, unstable, unhinged, almost frightening. It was then I knew she was losing control, which meant she was becoming dangerous. Over the next few weeks, my wife and I received messages from multiple burner numbers. "I'm watching you. How's my dog? You better take good care of that baby." That last one. I can still feel my skin crawl. When you see the words, "that baby," referring to your newborn son, your vision goes dark for a moment. I felt a fury I can't fully describe. A primal, protective, animalistic rage. That was it. No more chances. No more ignoring it. No more hoping she would stop. I marched into the police station and showed them everything. They gave me the standard line. "We can't prove burner numbers are her." Useless. So I took the only path left. A restraining order. The restraining order was approved easily. Her texts, her voicemails, her stalker behavior. It was all enough. But here's where karma dressed up in a tuxedo and waltzed into the story. By filing the restraining order under fear of safety for myself and my family, the documents had to be publicly disclosed to everyone she lived with, including her husband, her in-laws, anyone under the same roof. They would all see screenshots, messages, voicemails, everything. She had built a fresh new life, and now they were about to discover the monster she really was. Beautiful. The only challenge left? Getting her served. And that's where our genius plan came in. My ex loves calling herself a photographer. She bought a camera one day and suddenly proclaimed herself a professional. She advertised constantly, on social media, flyers, anywhere she could. My wife had the idea. What if a friend of mine, from a totally different city, messaged her for a fake photo shoot? A senior photo session. Easy money, easy bait. Our friend agreed. They set a date, a time, a public park, right where the server would be waiting. This was revenge with style, with flair, with creativity. My wife and I drove to the park early, parking far enough away to watch without being seen. There she was, sitting in her car, completely unaware, waiting happily for her client, probably thinking she'd make some cash. I called the server and gave him her exact location. He told me to stay on the phone so we could hear everything. Then it began. His car slowly rolled up beside hers, both cars facing the same direction. From our distance, we could see her look up, confused. He stepped out, walked around the front of his vehicle, approached her window. We heard the knock through the phone. We saw her window slide down. We could practically hear her forced smile. "Yes? Can I help you?" Then the moment. Ashley Smith. Fake name. "Yes. I'm an officer of the court for this county. These documents are for you." Her face went from confusion to concern to dread. "What is this?" "You've been served. Have a nice day." He walked away casually, professional, calm, almost cheerful. My wife and I sat in our car, struggling not to burst out laughing. As he pulled away, the server chuckled over the phone. "Man, that was fun. I thanked him with my whole heart. On the way out of the park, we slowly drove past her car. She was frozen,
Pale.
hands gripping the envelope like it might explode. When she saw me, her face drained completely. Not anger, not shock,
Fear.
because she knew exactly what was inside that envelope. The truth, the proof, her downfall. Her husband would know. Her family would know. Her little web of lies would unravel overnight. And her reaction? Priceless. Later that day, a friend texted me. Her photography page just vanished. Deleted.
Gone.
Maybe her husband confronted her. Maybe she felt ashamed. Maybe she finally realized she couldn't win. Either way, the stalking stopped. The messages stopped. The burner numbers stopped. For the first time in years, my home finally felt safe again. And my family could breathe. Watching her sit alone in that car, clutching the envelope, shaking with the fear of being exposed, was the closure I never knew I needed. It wasn't about hurting her.
It was about protecting my family.
My peace. My son. Revenge isn't always fire and fury. Sometimes, it's a simple yellow envelope delivered at exactly the right time. There's a lesson in all this. Toxic people don't hate that you left. They hate that you moved on. They hate that you found happiness they couldn't destroy. But eventually, karma steps in. And when it hits perfectly. If this story gave you goosebumps, smash that button in your brain that screams justice. Then hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's the wildest revenge you've ever witnessed? And as always, thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay far, far away from your toxic exes.